I do not have this on my bingo card for 2024, but I think that's more a case of like, I don't want to get my hopes up for the anniversary. Hopefully this is going to be a lot better, and hopefully this is not going to be as sad for the people who are behind it, or for the people who attend. I genuinely cannot tell if it's hot as fuck or if it's just me. But then I remember that we have ice cream and peaches, so I don't care. So I said a few months ago that house lines had been drawn, and I don't really regret it because what we had before was not great. But there's been a lot of movement this year. My first holiday alone, without my parents, I mean, and then another, and now I am going to get the house to myself, it seems, and I want to be excited about that, but it means Mum is going to be away on her birthday. And I guess it's the first time that's happened, that we haven't all been together for a birthday, and I am kind of miserable about it too. Oh well. I've ordered the yarn for her thing, so, you know, I'll still be there, in a way. So, like I said, things have changed this year, and this is to be worked on for that absence. I will say for packaging, I don't like it when you have to, I know why the sticker is there, but at the same time it always feels a little sad. Oh no, it came away. It came away home. This one's not gonna though. Is that better? No, not really. It's too yellow. But this is lovely. The first present I tried to make was a headband, and that was back when I only knew stockinette stitch. So it has a very clear right side, and it wrinkles, and it has a very clear wrong side, and it did not go well. We had this exact problem, and I couldn't really do a twist in the hairband because of that. It just did not come out well at all, and I'm very sad about it. I've always felt bad about it, but we know double stockinette now, which is the same this side as it is this side. So while I have not worked with this kind of yarn before, I have high hopes that I can at least do something decent. I got accepted. I got accepted. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Things keep happening, so I'm not going to be able to do it.
Fish and chips are the best, even when they have been reheat. And it is my cold comfort now that I've been rejected from like 2 actual plays. I did think that the chances I would get it were slim. To be fair, I'm not good at like cover letters or resumes or CVs. Like, why should we choose you? And I'm like, I don't know. I personally would not choose me, but okay. I'm very enthusiastic and very little else. I do think that's why I got accepted for the pitch, because no matter how awkward I am, it's an interesting pitch on the use on the subject of space, and B, I did have to link some of my writing, and like I can blunder my way through selling myself, but my writing kind of speaks for itself. So yeah, get good enough in some areas that they can't ignore you. It was just this year that I realised they can make a nice little nook, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't realise that earlier. Guess who has a review to go up tomorrow? Like, I have the notes, and I have read it, but it's still, you know. And Y24 in the July vlog. And technically, it is unthinkable that's due for Friday Book Group. But I wanted to do it chronologically, even though they're both anthologies and they're not like sequential in that way. And also a book overdue at the library, but I also really want to review that. Listen, I get all my deadlines done. I just hate this last minute rush. I don't know what that is, but that can't be good, can it? So it was $140 for a new phone, transfer all the data, or $180 to fix the screen. And I immediately thought of like all the blood that's being spilled in the Congo, and it is galling that a new screen costs more than a new fucking phone. But it's fine. I get paid a little bit more in pocket money than I spend on therapy per week, and so that's just going to come out of my bank, out of my pocket money, sorry, every week. Yeah, I am okay with that. It means I don't really have anything incoming apart from Patreon. That's not the problem. The problem is I am very sad because I did the responsible thing. Like, I signed up for a book tour, and then I realised I couldn't say anything positive about a book. And so I said, with like 2 weeks to go, you know, I can't review this. Please let me step out. I'll still do a spotlight, but please let me not review this. And I haven't been accepted for anything since. And maybe it's just timing, but it just feels really awful because I'm not going to hit my 20 credits, so I'm not going to get $10 in October. And also my blog pitch costs, my blog pitch is going to pay me £135. And the money isn't even in the account. It's the most money I've ever earned in my life. And it's like I don't even get to see it come in and enjoy it. And like I said, it's fine because I have enough money to get like £80 of yarn for Patreon, and the £135 still gets to go into like YouTube for the video that I'm going to make about sewing a dress for Fantasy Ball. Like, it's fine, but it's still just like miserable. I think it's hitting me a little bit hard because that £135, the moment they said that, I was like, I know what I'm going to spend that on. I'm going to spend that on going to the Fantasy Ball with my friends, and I'm going to vlog making a dress or a top and skirt for it. So that's YouTube sorted. And all of the books that I've been reading have been for reviews on my blog, or are included in WWW Wednesday, or are like, I'm vlogging for the Draconathon, and it's like, at what point did I turn all of my hobbies into work and I have like nothing to show for it? So the Dream Eater is followed by Leadbetter House, and yet it has not got my lovely split on either side. And then Moonlight is followed by An Account of Service at Merrill Point, except it's not. It's I Am the Master of My Eyelashes and The White Door. This is the original that came out around 2019-2020-ish. And this was the reprint. And so I can understand this having more stories in it, not necessarily that it has one less. I really thought that because I had read this before, it would be an easy book to reread and to review. Of course not. Of course not. This was gorgeous, by the way. Highly recommend. I loved this show so much, and then they changed the cast for season 2, and I was like, nope, I cannot do it. I refuse. And it turns out that the lead was replaced by Esther Yu, and now I feel like a fucking idiot. But guys, they have the original Chinese paladin and the new one, which I'm reluctant to watch in the same way, but I've heard really good things about it. I don't hate the books due this week, as in the review for tomorrow and Thursday, and I, good, interesting. My brain is just like, we're not going to work. It is going to be like crawling through quicksand. But I think maybe if I like milestone it, like you can watch an episode after X and Y, maybe. But we're doing so well otherwise, because like 1 or 2 days accepted, we're done. We're like Monday to Friday for the rest of this month is just, it's all done, basically. I just need to survive this week. Not true, I just need to survive Thursday. We're so close. In some good news, we are talking enough now that I can get some milkshake. Things might be turning around, actually. I got onto a September tour, and there's going to be Monument Valley 3 this year. Finally, things are looking up. So I may have been a little bit quick off the mark when I said things were getting better, because I was supposed to have a review going up today, and I very highly doubt it will be. It's day 31, and usually I get them done in under 30 days, but it's a great book by an author that I've loved since I was a child, and there's no reason why I can't get it done, except I can't. So maybe, are we heading for burnout? I am so ready for this month of reviews to be over with, which is a shame because I really love Starspill and I really, really love Catherine Fisher, but I just want it over. I think I said that this is the last week of multiple reviews over multiple weeks that I'm doing. I just can't deal with it anymore. You'll never guess what came yesterday. I think both review copies arrived, which, to be fair, that's for the 20th and the 26th of September. There is time, but I guess I just wish there was just today. If I could finish this and then just have the rest of the day off and not have to think about what's coming down, not have to think about other deadlines and other obligations, and just be exhale. And I don't mean this badly against any of the books, because I am really excited for both of them. Dear Hades is the first that arrived, and A.Y. Chan's book, I don't remember what it's called, I'm so sorry, Moshati something, and I'm really excited about them actually, but yeah, just a little bit of downtime would have been nice. On the bright side, I will not be working this weekend, finally a weekend off, but the conference is this weekend and I cannot wait. I'm probably going to need the week to recover, but I can't wait. I have been looking forward to this one since the last one ended, and it's gonna just be amazing. I have my alarms all set for tomorrow. Most of the breaks are a quarter of an hour. Most of the breaks are a quarter of an hour, which is not long given it starts at 9, technically 9:30, but you want to be there, and it ends at 8:30 at night, which is, yeah, I will be trying to sleep during those quarter hour breaks. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. I can't wait. Here, I thought I can do some knitting while we do this. And a wee bit evaporated, just a wee bit. Yeah, I don't really want to mess with that. So a thing that has happened is one of the first talks was about James Hogg's letters and his environment, and Ettrick came up, which is I think where he lived, and I thought, oh, maybe a travel vlog there. And it is frankly terrifying how fast everything has come together. I've not done it, I've not booked it, but we have days of itinerary already. Yeah, so it looks like that's something. Would you be interested in that? It would be going and having a wander and reading some James Hogg and some Walter Scott stuff while I was there. Would you be interested in watching that? So my last fairy loot box has arrived, and I thought when I cancelled my subscription, I thought it was just going to be we're done, and then they had a submission form, why? And I thought, fine, let's do it. And I ended up being your quality, I wouldn't say that you don't have quality control, but I wouldn't say that you do either. All of your stuff is plastic and some of it is really fucking cheap looking. Like, you used to like do a lot of authors that I didn't know, and now you're like, I get it, you want to build up business relationships with people, but that and the fact that it just, everything just gets like, all of the marketing is so tropey and all that, and it's just, it feels like everything is kind of homogenizing and you're less diverse than you were, and it feels like you're homogenizing. And by the end I was like, oh yeah, yeah. So fantastic news. One of my favourite adapted into a C dramas is Love Between Fairy and Devil. It's a terrible title, but it's a great xianxia. And it's getting the book that it's based off of is getting translated. And I was like so excited when the news went out. I was like, oh, I wonder. I mean, they're not on NetGalley, but maybe. And then I remembered it's 7Cs. I don't know if this video is going to be out by then. I hope it's out by May, but yeah, I don't think they have an influencer program. And I really don't think if they did, I would have gotten into it. God. Oh well. So I've talked a little bit about like hand pain sometimes when I knit, and someone in in the Romancing the Gothic group chat just mentioned hurting themselves, which I wish, they hadn't done that, but apparently this is not a normal thing that you can do. So we discovered recently that my neck is actually hypermobile, and my fingers apparently are too. So really bumping up those things we need to check out. So in this no good, very bad month, talked about chronic fatigue, and the Wi-Fi hasn't been great of late. So I thought, oh, I don't want to keep going back and forth between different rooms. So we'll just put this here where the signal is strongest. And it did not occur to me until I'd done that it wasn't a very safe place to put the phone. The cracks have gone right through. It's a new, very expensive screen. And the back is not doing great either. I'm mad at myself because it is all my fault, and also because I did that thing again where I get caught up in specifics. Like, do you want a new phone? As in, like, we'll transfer all of the data on this one onto your new phone, or you can have a new screen. And I was like, well, I don't want a new phone because it's, did not think to offer this phone. God damn it. So yeah, probably did not have to spend that 180 in the first place. And it's going to be expensive to fix this again. And of course I've been up all day with this, so I still haven't fucking slept. It feels bad. It feels bad to be spending so much money on this, to not let this go. I've had it for over 5 years, probably 6, 7, maybe even 8 years. And in that time, I've made notes about books and projects, and it's been slow going, but they've been slowly accumulating. And I can pay it just fine if I dip into my life savings, Great time to be spending your life savings when you are only. Yep. Yeah. I am a storyteller, and a writer, and I don't think it's bad to spend my life savings on my life's work. I wish I'd been smart enough to not need to do this, but yeah, it worked. It worked, and I have everything. Um, Ironically enough, the notes did not transfer. The one thing that I wanted. That being said, I did post like old incorrect quotes that I made to my Instagram today because it really is really fun to be reminded of things that I used to work on, and particularly that world and those projects, because I used to like say, oh, this is like the closest I'll get to like an autobiography. There's nothing like that happens that is factually true, but emotionally it felt very resonant. And as the years ticked by and I couldn't manage to get things to work, it kind of felt like maybe I should give up on it, even though I didn't. And to this day, it's still simmering in the back of my mind because I'm not that person anymore and I don't feel that way anymore. So it is nice to like find my way to it again and still be excited about that. This poor phone though, it's so overloaded. Um yeah. And we have so many September projects as well, so the thing that's happening, which I am kind of delighted by and kind of frustrated by, is I keep having to go back and erase a word or two because, for instance, this is a book idea called Dragon Amber, which I saw and I read the first sentence of it and I was like, oh, I remember you. I remember you. And so the example that I've just fucked up is it was supposed to be with no other choice, but I immediately went to write with no other course of action. And of course, obviously, as you get older, your cadence, your words change, the way you speak. Yeah, it's interesting to see that in action.